Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the launching of the bamboo competition, the Malaysian level bamboo competition. This is the 5th Guangdong-Hongkong-Macao Greater Bay Area ASEAN International Colleges Design and Construction Competition 2022. Okay, we are waiting for a few students to come in first before I will start my briefing. Okay, let us start the briefing. Thank you everyone for sparing your time to listen to this briefing. For those who are not in this session, they can always go back to PAM Facebook page to replay the live stream that we have today for them to be able to know about the competition. Okay. Basically, for those who are new to this competition, for Malaysian level competition, these are the third time UTA together with the Nansha Bird Park as the co-sponsor for this competition. We organized the Malaysian level competition. The first one, which was held in Nansha, it was by appointment or by invitation. But for the 3 years in a row that we have organized it in Malaysian level, the winner of this competition will get selected to participate in the international level competition. Okay, let me share the screen first. Okay, before we start, let me introduce myself. My name is Abdul Muluk bin Abdul Manan. I'm a lecturer in University Tunku Abdul Rahman, Sungai Long campus. We are the co-organizer of the Malaysian level competition for the past 2 years. So this competition has been held in 2020, 2021 and 2019. So that these are the, as I mentioned earlier, this is the third year our involvement in the competition. Okay, For this year competition, we will have a theme, which we will be officially announcing it today. And we're going to go through the brief. As you can see here, the fifth Guangdong-Hongkong-Macao Greater Bay Area-ASEAN International College Design and Construction Competition 2022 Malaysian Preliminary Round. Later, I will share the brief in the with Masa. So every student, you get in touch with the representative, Masa representative in your campus or your college, and they will help distribute the brief. Or you can email directly to me or to the organizer, danshabamboo@gmail.com, and we will extend a copy of the brief to everyone, because the registration form is also in the brief. Okay. The theme for this year's competition is Half-pavilion. Okay, what is Half-pavilion? Half-pavilion is a special architecture form, a new exploration of bamboo structure based on weather resistance and structural integration design, and to create a new landscape of visible profile bamboo structure. Okay, so basically these are the things that are different from last year competition. Last year competition, we want you to derive the inspiration from tradition, and this year around it is Half-pavilion. One side exposed the structure and is able to be distinguished between inside and outside. New exploration of structural integrated design based on weather resistance. So for this year competition, the weather aspect of this design is taken into consideration. The design reflects as an experimental exploration of weather resistance and structure integration. Half-pavilion exists as a special form of pavilion, and its application in gardens, which is crystallization of the wisdom of an ancient people. In the Chinese classical garden, the particularity of the half-pavilion gives viewer a sense of experience with thousands of pavilions. Every scene and every half-pavilion have a new experience and aesthetic feelings, in addition to its own aesthetic value. The external shape of the half-pavilion is also of exploratory significance in its integration with the surrounding environment, showing its concept of adapting to local conditions, harmony between the heaven and man, and interacting with the surrounding environment. These are the two examples of half-pavilion, which is one half-pavilion at the entrance of Hall in Dunedin Chinese Garden, and Master of the Nets Garden Half-pavilion. And these are some examples of half-pavilion structure that we can find in the modern world. So you can see here, the design of the structure is half. As you can see, as one of these example here, this designed by Alejandro Arivena. So he designed a half house. So meaning that in the future, when the owner want to expand the house, or the family got extended, so they can always build on the other half which is not built. So this is one of the modern concept of half using using concept of half-pavilion. And as you can see here also, there are some examples of pavilions which are built in half, which expose the sections of the building where we can see the structure. And these are another example, a new scene of bamboo structure that can be seen in section. So these are some examples of how the structure look like when it comes to building the structure. It can be meaning that the structure and the services are exposed, so you can see it from the section. example of structure that can be seen in sections. And the second part, which is the new exploration of structural integrated design based on weather resistance. So these are the two examples that we show here. The Atelier CNS School of Architecture, South China University of Technology, and also the Green School. This is actually a stadium or an basketball stadium, which is built by Studio Ibuku in Ubud, Bali. As you can see here, the bamboo structure is protected by the roof in order for it to be sustainable. Okay, last year during 2021 competition, we have organized a series of talks that was given by, for example, architect Elina Jamel, and then we have by engineer Ahmad Mazlan. So later we can also share the link to their talk. So for those who are joining this competition for the first time, they can listen to all these experts talk about bamboo design and construction. Okay, so one of the criteria that I remember engineer Ahmad Mazlan mentioned about bamboo structure need big boots and big heads, meaning that it needs to be protected from the ground and it needs to be protected from the rain. So that is a very good tips shared by engineer Ahmad Mazlan, who is one of our judges for this competition as well. Okay, these are the sections of that building, the stadium, the basketball stadium, built in Ubud, Bali. And as you can see on the photo, the right-hand photo, this is where the experiment is done during the construction stage to see what is the best angle for the curvature of the roof during the construction period. So these are the process that will be part of the judging criteria for this year's construction competition. Okay. And as you can see, a lot of this experiment or this exploration of the structure is done using scale model. So this scale model also will be part of the process that need to be showcased in your final presentation. Okay. The competition rules. The pavilion must be weather resistant, rainproof, provide shades, ventilation, anti-mildew, meaning that not damped. A lot of openings for cross ventilation, for example, to avoid fungus from growing into this and destroying the structure. Structure integration design with a good detail, which is exposed. Remember, it's a half pavilion, so the some of the structural joints are exposed for people to see, and then also consistent inside and out, and remove decoration, meaning that you don't have any decoration for the sake of decorations. It must have a certain functions in terms of its structure or its enclosure. Okay, and desymbolize, meaning that use symbol as a concept. And then you have a new exploration and experimentation using your creative thinking, experimental and less strict, meaning that it has to showcase a real structure. The site. The site is still the same as like last year. It's going to be in Nansha Bird Park, Guangzhou, China. It is located in the southern tip of Guangzhou, and Nansha Wetland Park is a great place to escape the city and embrace true nature. Known as the kidney of Guangzhou, Nansha Wetland Park is the city's first wetland park and serves as a great respite for anyone wanting to escape the pressure of modern life, where there is the home for many waterfowls. in which waterfalls are undoubtedly a beautiful landscape in the park, and exploring the design of the waterfowl watching platform by the water is the theme of this competition. Okay, so the functions of the pavilion is either you can use it for bird watching activities, or you can use it for resting, for other things that you think suitable to be located in a bird park. These are actually an aerial view of the structure. The top one is from Google Map, and below is the diagram. As you can see, almost 60% of the site is covered by water. So consideration about design next to water bodies also has to be taken into when you design the structure. Okay, the competition task. The function. The pavilion will provide visitor with the functions of bird watching and resting, which can be entered or crossed, and have the function of partial shading from rain and provide shade, meaning that you can provide some open area which is not shaded, but minimum 50% of the area must be protected. Okay. Provide partial rain cover, can cover rain and more than 50% of the projection area. Okay, the requirement, design requirement, a new scene of bamboo structure that can be seen in section. This criteria has been repeated many times. Hopefully, all of you will be able to understand the purpose of this pavilion. They want to look at the section of the pavilion. One side exposed and the structural structure, and is able to distinguish between inside and out. These are some example of how pavilion, like full pavilion and a half pavilion, meaning that the pavilion is cut into two, exposing the structure. In plan, in sections as well. So this is a visual example, so you can visualize how the structure look like. And also the photo also will is showing the location of the pavilion. It is above water, like you can see here, the pavilion, the platform that was built above water, and it's also can be on the ground, which is part of the bird park. So you can either design a half pavilion in this case, or you can design half corridor, because there are a labyrinth of pathways in the bird park to protect the visitor from touching the damp ground. So there are a lot of bridges, there are a lot of elevated pathways and walkways. So you can choose this as the site for your structure. So instead of one pavilion, now it's a corridor that people can pass through it. So the diagram, I think, clearly shown how is this pavilion or corridor will look like. Half corridor, meaning that half, and you can clearly see the sections here. These are the three examples. It can be straight, a corridor, or a curved one. There are many, actually, a lot of you can use Google Map to zoom into the site, and you can see some of these corridors. And provide partial rain cover, can cover rain area more than 50% of the projection area. Material of the structure, the main material is raw bamboo material. Structure skin integration combined with characteristics of bamboo, structure and construction with exploration and innovation. Other materials can be used as enclosure materials. However, need to consider the connection of the material with bamboo, meaning that you can use other materials like maybe steel. You want to use steel connection for your bamboo, or you want to use fabric for your roof, for example, and then you want to use not the Teflon roof, or you want to use other materials rather than bamboo. But if you use bamboo also can be, like the example that I show you just now, the Ibuku the stadium, that one is the roof also is using bamboo, okay, flattened bamboo. So there are many types of bamboo, laminated bamboo, flattened bamboo, all can be used for the purpose of this construction. Experimental, advancing the design through certain material and structural experiment and documenting the experimental and the design process. Remember, as I mentioned just now, all this must be documented, and later you'll be submitting it to show that the experiment, how the experiment is being done. Number 6, line of sight, catering for multi-dimensional viewing, meaning that you don't have front or back, you can view it from 360 all around it. As you can see just now, the platform of the pavilion is jutting above water. So the night view also is should be taken into consideration. Safety, meet the requirement, safety for people of all ages and good wind resistance. This year competition, we don't mention about typhoon. Last year we provide the requirements in the brief, but for this year you don't have to design a structure that cater for typhoon. It's just the normal good wind resistance. Okay, the schedule is like this. The competition is done in 2 stages, just like last year. Actually, the timeline also follow last year's timeline, which is the only reason is it is launched about a month earlier to give more time for you to design. Okay, so the online registration is today. Today, the online registration will open. The brief has been distributed. You can get it either from PAM or from MASA. Like I mentioned, the email just now, nanshabamboo@gmail.com or bamboonansha@gmail.com, or you can contact me personally, abdulmuluk@utah.edu.my to get your registration forms. The deadline for online registration is 7th of July. We allow a long period of time for you to register because we understand that some universities, you are on a break, and will give the opportunity for the students to register longer. So we will not close the registration like last week. Like last year, the registration is open only like 2 weeks. No, it was open until 7th of July. So meaning that for those who have registered early, they can start their design and experimentation early. And deadline of work submission is the same for everyone, 2nd of August 2022. This is the first stage submission. And then date of judging is going to be 8th of August 2022. And hopefully we'll be able to announce the first stage winners on the 10th of August 2022. We're going to select 20 finalists for this competition to enter into the 2nd stage of the competition. And that is when we will start the FB voting. The date of submission for the 2nd stage is 30th of August, meaning that we gave the chance for the 20 finalists to improve their design in terms of constructability especially, and also into their presentation. On-site construction will commence 15th of September. This time around, the international level competition has additional countries. Like last year, we only have Indonesia, Thailand, Macau, Hong Kong, and China. This year, they're adding Laos and Vietnam to the international level competition. So the competition become more competitive. Okay. Date may change according to situation deemed necessary by the organizer. This one, I think nowadays we have to be prepared for any inevitability. As you know, we are still in the midst of a pandemic. If there's currently there's a spike of cases in China. Even they are also trying to live normally like all of us, but sometimes there are some things that you beyond your control. So that's why we put a statement there. But usually, as if no big issue, no big lockdown, for example, the date will remain as scheduled. Team members, similar like last year, the total 6 members, including 1 or 2 lecturer and students. We encourage cross grade, meaning that first year student, second year student, third year student, maybe combined with their master student to get a better quality, better design quality. But must be from the same university, because the entry is representing the university. So you cannot have, like, for example, UM and UKM wanted to put up a team. No, that's not possible. You have to have the team from your own universities. But it can be cross course, meaning that you want to join with a civil engineering student or landscape architect student or interior design student, that are possible. Okay. Registration form and FAQ are on the last page. Any current full-time student enrolled as of December 2022, studying architecture, landscape engineering, or related design courses recognized by the Ministry of Higher Education in Malaysia and its staff, lecturer, supervisor, are eligible, either full-time or part-time. They can be part of the team. But it must be a combination of lecturer and student. This one is to ensure that there's a buildability elements in the structure. So that's why the main organizer in China has put this as a requirement. There has to be a combination of students and lecturer to be part of the team. They're not just merely advising, but they should be actively involved in the design and construction of the structure. Okay, the deliverables. First stage submission requirement, same like last year, no changes, except now we control the sizes of the drawing, because we find out last year, some students submitted file which is too large, and it took the judges so long to open their drawing, and their computer crashes and all that. So we limit it to 10 megabyte each for one panel. So for the 4 panels, it's a total 40 megabyte maximum. It's a vertical layout, top and bottom arrangement. So when because the judging is going to be done online, when the judge open your drawing, they can see the full drawing. They don't have to open one by one of your box. Okay, and one of the panels should include structure. One shows design, experiment, and process. This is what I mean for this year. They put it in the requirement that in the final board, where you have 4 boards, one of the board should show the structure, and one of the board should show the process, the design process. They put it in this. To make sure that you will include the process, not just something merely you pick up from the internet, or you pluck up from students like to do magics, right? So these are not acceptable. Okay. Other 2 boards should include design concept, sketch, scene design, photos, physical model, etc. And multimedia 3D video presentation, 2 to 3 minutes with English subtitles. Because the judges are international. They are not only from Malaysia. We have 5 judges from Malaysia and 5 judges from the international community. So must have English subtitles in AVI or MP4 format. Must be less than 100 megabyte for the video. Because same reason why we want you to limit the number of board, limit the size of the board, because if it is too big, it will take too long for the judges to download it. Okay. And 1:10 scale model. photos of the model to be submitted in one A1 size board. This is separate for the 4 boards. So it has to be a separate board for the photos of the model. And if you notice, for last year participants, last year is 1:20, but this year is 1:10. So it's a bigger models. Huh? And the photo of the model to be submitted in one A1 size board, again, less than 10 megabyte in JPEG, PNG, or image format. Okay. These are for the first stage. So I think for this, for today, these are the requirement of the submission. 4 boards, 1 video. Basically, that is the submission that you need to submit it. 4 boards, 1 video, and photo of the model. So 3, sorry. So there's 3 things that you need to submit. And then after that, if you were selected as the 20 shortlisted finalists, you need to provide a 1:50 working drawing and construction details, appropriate scale. Because this competition, they're going to build your structure in Nansha Bird Park for the judging. And introduction exhibition board, these are to tell about your design, vertical layout, and then you have the nameplate production information. All this because they're going to build the structure, and you need to have a nameplate next to it, and name the project in English, team member, concept statement, and 1 concept hand drawing. So they want you hand sketches on the plate. And then, of course, improve presentation board and improve video presentation, and project introduction and description in 300 words or less, A4 PDF format. So these are all for the judging purposes, because the final stage competition is going to be held in Nansha Bird Park in December, where they are anticipating they will have physical presence of the judge at the site. Okay. Anonymity and confidentiality. No identification mark of the submitting team shall appear on the boards and presentation video except the entry code. Once you submit your registration form, we will issue you with an entry code. So only the code should appear on your board and also your video. The code will be sent to participants upon receiving their registration form. The code should appear at the right-hand corner of every boards and at the beginning of the presentation video. File name as entry code, project name, meaning that, for example, like last year winner, the blossoming motif. So 2018 is the entry code, and then the name of the structure, blossoming motif, and then video. 2018, blossoming motif, board. So that is the naming of your competition entries. Scoring rules. Okay, what are the scoring rules? In the final competition, the individual award will be selected according to these 3 perspectives. 1, innovation and design, conceptual innovation and design integration, 40%. Structural and construction, structural innovation and structural detailing, 30%. Design process and experiment, the process of advancing design through experimentation, 30%. So total 100%. Okay, so very clear and very straightforward. They want you to have good idea, good grasp of the concept of bamboo construction, and they want you to show the process of how you came about with your final design. All right, and the prices. This year we have additional prices, and the cash prize also has been added to it. 2 champions. This is a very rare competition where you have 2 champions, and both of them will receive 6,000 ringgit, a trophy, certificate, and to participate in the international competition, and got their structure built by a professional contractor at Nansha Bird Park. In 2019, students go to Nansha, all expenses paid, and they build the structure themselves. But because of the travel restriction, either we are not allowed to go to China at the moment because China is still not opening their border. So the structure will be built by professional contractors. But they are going to build according to your design. So this is also give you a taste of how architects feel when they got their design built. All right. And then we also have 2 first runner-up. Cash prize has been added. Last year it was only 2,000. This year is 2,500. Besides the trophy and certificate. And then 2 second runner-up. Last year it was only 1,000. This year is 1,500 for both teams that won the second runner-up. And you got the cash and trophy. And there are also 5 consolation prizes. There's also an additional money to this. Last year it was only 300. This time it's 500 plus a certificate. And also there will be other prizes which we will announce at the final stage competition. Last year we have the most popular structure, most sustainable structure, just giving an example. For this year we haven't decided yet. Usually we will look at the submission and then we will give special prizes to, you know, maybe some good entry but not able to be the top finalists. All right. Okay, the judges. Just like the money, more money this year, we also have more judges to give a more fairer evaluation of the entries. Last year we only have 6. This year we have 10. Okay. We have the number 1, Sheng Yu Hong, same like last year. And actually for the 5 years, he has been the judges for this bamboo competition. A very experienced person, chairman of the Yang Cheng Design Alliance. They were also sponsors for this competition. So then we have our own architect Adrianta Aziz, the current vice president of PAM, 2022-2023. He was the education committee chairman last year. This year, he will be the judge as the vice president of PAM. And then we have Zong Guangqiu, a lecturer for South China University of Technology. South China University of Technology is one of the co-sponsors of this competition as well. They were the one that come up with the brief. The idea to have the half-pavilion concept come from South China University of Technology. And as you can see just now, the architecture department, which is made of bamboo, that was in South China University of Technology. So they are big in bamboo construction. Just like us in Utah, we are also building a World Bamboo Park in our Kampa campus. So that will be in another occasion where we will make the announcement to everyone. And then we have Engineer Major Retired Ahmad Mazlan Osman from the Malaysian Bamboo Society. He is one of the well-known figure in promoting bamboo construction. So he's currently busy building a lot of bamboo structure all over Malaysia. I think he's currently building a mosque in Terengganu and also building a eco park in Bentong or Janda Baik area. So later during the period of the competition, we're going to announce a series of workshops that we're going to carry out to give you students who are going to participate in this competition on hands-on experience building structure using bamboo. Probably we're going to do that in this eco park in Bentong. So wait for the announcement during the competition period. We're going to announce this so you'll be able to participate. This is not compulsory, it's on voluntary basis. And as of course, for this workshop, there will be some fees because they will provide accommodation, they will provide tools and guidance for you in experimenting with bamboo. Okay. All right, then we have landscape architect Dr. Bei Jing Hang from Utah. So she is a landscape architect professional landscape architect. So she will be giving an input in terms of the landscape elements, because the building is going to be in Nansha Bird Park, will be part of the landscape of Nansha. So we feel there should be one representative from the landscape design. So she is our eye that will look at the landscape design aspect of the structure. And then we have architect Nuno Suarez from University of St. Joseph, Macau. So he's also very well known in bamboo construction world, and also a well-known figure in Acacia and UIA, United Institute of Architects, right? And then we have our own architect, Dr. Elina Jamil, from Elina Jamil Architect. She, as all of us know, one of the architects that actively involving in promoting bamboo as a structure used for construction. Okay, and then we have Dr. Charlie QL Zhu from City University of Hong Kong. He is also a veteran in this competition. I think he has been involved since the first competition, which was held in 2018. And then we have Dr. Lim Po Im, chairperson of Center of Sustainable Architecture in Utah. So she will be representing the Center of Sustainable Architecture. The competition is held under this research center. COSA is a research center, so we will treat this as a research elements in the design. And then finally, we have Miss Iris Hong Yi Ying, Vice Chairman of South Asia Designer Alliance. This is another new sponsor for our competition. South Asia Designer Alliance is basically an organization that is helping to promote cross design from China and the Southeast Asian region. Basically, they are doing the promotion for designers who are keen to have their project in China, because China has a lot of projects, right? And you know, they have there's so many people, and they have so huge country. So this Southeast Asia Designer Alliance is a platform for designers from Southeast Asia, from Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand, to promote their work in China. Okay. And then these are the entry forms, same like last year. You have to put in all this information, including your account number, because all the 20 finalists will receive a token of appreciation from the organizer. Okay? And of course, the usual thing. And final notes, registration is free. And the organizer reserves the right to make the decision and changes on all matters related to competition due to reasonable reasons. The result is final, no appeal to be considered. Final result will be announced directly to all the participants. Okay, so basically that's the brief. The co-organizers for this competition, as I mentioned just now, Utah is the co-organizer for the Malaysian level competition, and the South China University of Technology as the main organizer for this competition, together with Nansha Bird Park in Nansha. So they are the main organizer. Utah is co-organizing it for Malaysian level competition. Like the Indonesian level competition, they have the Universitas Warmadewa, and the Thailand level of competition, they have the Chiang Mai University. That's giving you some understanding on how this competition is being held. And supported by PAM, of course, myself being one of the PAM education member. So I will be the convener for this competition. So if anybody who has any query about the competition, they can liaise directly with me. And then we have MASA, Malaysian Architecture Student Alliance, which are helping us in promoting the competition to students all over Malaysia. Okay, last year we have a series of talk which is organized by MASA, but this year we don't have that. Probably later when we have the workshop, we're gonna rope in MASA to be the promoter for the workshop, the bamboo workshop event. Yeah, and then we have the Malaysian Bamboo Society. Engineer Ahmad Mazlan is from the Malaysian Bamboo Society. They are also one of the NGO that promote the usage of bamboo in Malaysia, either through construction and a lot of other things. Bamboo can be a lot of things. The bamboo also have materials for you to do your clothes, your underwear, a lot of things. And it's not only used for construction material. And then we have, as I mentioned just now, new new sponsors for this competition, SADA, Southeast Asian Designer Alliance. And we also include FAQ. These are the common questions that students will ask. Can a non-Malaysian student be part of the team? Can, as long as they are registered in a Malaysian university. Meaning that if you are a foreign student studying in Malaysia, you can form up a team together with your lecturer. And can students study other than architecture be part of the team? I've already explained to you just now. Yes, of course they can. No limitation on the enrollment course that they are in. They can be engineering, landscape, design, whatever. Even business also can. Maybe they're talking about some business aspect of bamboo structure. I don't know. Maybe they have some talented student in their department who wanted to be part of your team. They are always welcome. Can a postgraduate, diploma, and certificate student participate in the team? Can, no limitation. Like last year winners, there are some who are actually postgraduate students, master students, and PhD students as well. Because some, maybe there are PhD students who are researching on materials, researching on bamboo, they can participate in this competition. Can a team submitted more than one submission? Can, no limit to the number of entries submitted by teams or university and institution. Maybe you want to do two, option 1, option 2, can, as long as you submit it in time. And then can a team be less than 4 and without lecturer supervisor? No. Meaning that minimum is 4. 4 meaning that 1 lecturer, 3 students, or 2 lecturer, 2 students. Can. That is the minimum number. You have to remember that this competition started as a design and construction, meaning that you are not only designing the structure, but you are supposed to build the structure itself. Only because of the pandemic that we are not allowed to travel to China. So that's why, we have to appoint a contractor to build it for you. But basically, for the finalists, remember, you have to produce your working drawing and detailings. It is as if that you're going to construct the structure yourself. So that's why we feel that it's not possible if your team member is less than 4 people. How are you going to build a structure, meaning like if there are only 2 of you, right? So basically that is the gist of this competition. So that's why it has to be minimum 4, maximum 6. 6, it can be 5 student, 1 lecturer, 4 student, 2 lecturer, and a combination like that. Can the design exceed the limitation of the design brief? As per any design exercise, up to the creativity of the participant to interpret or reinterpret the brief. However, all at their own risk and their own design conviction and discretion, and up to the panel of judges to decide whether to accept or disqualify you. Okay, as an organizer, we have no say to it. We will leave it to the judges to decide whether to accept your design if it is beyond the parameter of the brief. For example, you want to build taller structure or wider structure or hanging on the sky or something like that, you know. So it's all up to you, because there are aspects of creativity, 40% on the creativity aspect of the design. But the other two, like construction and all that, also plays into the criteria for judging your work. Okay. And then, can the participant submit less than the specified submission requirement? Same answer also, meaning that you want to build, suddenly you want to build like just a chair. Yeah, maybe you want to build just, I don't know, a box. Want to put that? Can. Up to your own design conviction. Can community colleges, technical school, matriculation and foundation student participate? Can, as long as the institution is registered with Malaysian Ministry of Higher Education. Okay, so if you're from community college, if you're from some private institution that offer design work, by all means, as long as it is registered with the Malaysian Ministry of Higher Education. Can alumni join as a member of the team? No, must still be a student when registering as a participant, because we understand there are some university who their semester is about to end, right? So that's why today is a launching of the competition. Any student who are still a student status when they submitted their form can be considered eligible for this competition, even though maybe their convocation is going to be in, their graduation or their final result is going to come out in maybe August or September. They are still considered as eligible for the competition, you know, because, you know, in Malaysia, if you want to fix one day for when is the graduation date, it's not possible. So what we take is, at the closing time for submitting the competition, the student must be still a student. Meaning that after that, let's say they suddenly they have finished their final project, or, you know, they have submitted their final thesis or whatnot, then they're still eligible, because before submitting their form, they are still a student. Okay. All right. Can they resubmitted their work? Yeah, maybe you have submitted earlier and then suddenly you have second thought. Yes, you can submit as long as it's within the time deadline given. Can they appeal the result? No, results are final, because you have to remember that we have a 2 stages competition. We don't have the time to evaluate the result. Once the judges have submitted their result, we're going to communicate it to China for the finalists, and also so it will be very difficult if there are some appeal process that come to it. All right, then the intellectual property rights and plagiarism. Okay, this also we have to keep reminding the students. As a lecturer, I know that a lot of students, you know, fail to sometimes do due diligence in terms of checking for plagiarism. Background music for your video presentation. These are one of the things that usually you use plagiarized music. So please don't use that. Again, the final decision, we will leave it to the judges whether they're going to accept the work. But for us, once you submit your video, it must be your original work, including the editing, the the music, whatever. You can use a lot of the non-copyrighted music that in YouTube and in a lot of other platforms that allow you to use their music. Okay. Intellectual property rights belong to the authors, but upon submitting an entry, the participant declare, warrant, agrees to undertake that the submission would be used for promotion, publication of the event and future events. Like, for example, the winner of last year competition, they uploaded into YouTube for purpose of promotion and also information for this year competition. So you can always refer to the last year talk, last year winner announcement, and can look at how the last year participants design their work. Okay. And contact information, there's nanshabamboo@gmail.com. There's also another email I mentioned just now, bamboonansha@gmail.com. So all the same. And there are also WhatsApp number. I think that will be that appear in the in one of the forms, I think. But anyway, if you are interested to participate in this competition, drop a message to the email and we will send you the registration form, or contact your university representative in the PAM Education Committee. PAM Education Committee Board is the co-organizer of this competition. Okay. I think that's about it. That is all that we can share with you for the launching. And in the PAM Education Committee, when we distribute this form and brief, we will also share with you the link to past year winners videos, past year talk, last year bamboo talk series for your information and usage. Okay, so I think I will end my presentation now, and we're going to open to question and answer session. If you have any question, and then I will try my best to answer all your questions. Okay, I think that's all for the from my part in presenting the brief. So now I open the session to question and answer. Any questions? You just may raise your hand, unmute your mic, and start speaking. Any question? Or my explanation is very clear? So, you know, the brief are also very detailed in terms of explaining what is the requirement for this competition. Or maybe all of you are already excited to form up your team, looking at the prices, you know, the lucrative prices. So maybe you already started to call up your friend to form a team and start discussing about the possible concept for this structure. Yes, Kamaro?
Yes,
yes.
Okay, I think regarding the student status though, okay, for if you see the timeline, I think for the first stage, the Malaysian stage, they are still students, but
yes.
then after for the competition for the international, they already finished they attend any studio, so they are still eligible or not?
They are still eligible.
Okay,
the cutoff,
so as long as
yes.
when they submit the form, they are still student, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay, all right, okay.
I have a question in the chat. Let me see, what is it? Can students from other universities join this competition? Of course. What do you mean by other universities? Universities from other country? No. This is only open to Malaysian university. But if there are foreign students studying in Malaysian university, can. Name it. Use UK, either public university, UKM, UPM, use USIM, all those public universities, they are eligible. Private university, Utah, TAUC, and then you have UCSI, Taylor's, Alif College, or whatever that your university in Malaysia, you can participate in this competition. Polytechnic Engku Omar, for example, Polytechnic Sultan Ahmad Shah, Polytechnic Merlimau, all are welcome to join this competition. What else? Community college also are eligible to participate in this competition. Any other questions? Okay, I think if there's no question, we are on the right timing. Now it's 3 p.m. I think we scheduled to have this launching of this competition in 1 hour. So this is already towards the end of the for this session. For student, I wish you all the best of luck. it is to our interest also that Malaysians entries to this competition, we win this year competition. Last year it was the Thailand entries that won the international level competition. We managed to win second prize and also third prize, and last year winners are the from University of Chiang Mai. So hopefully this year we will be able to win the prize for the international level competition. That's why as a convener for this competition, we try to get more sponsorship, so more prizes for you, and we try to provide some sort of a training that is still in the working, because we are working with Engineer Ahmad Mazlan for the workshop. We're gonna have the what are the things that going to be done during that workshop. So later all those will be promoted via PAM platform and also MASA platform. So all you students, hopefully you get in touch with your MASA representative to get information about this competition. Okay, I think that's all for this year. Oh, there's one more question. May I ask, is that an institution can only send a team to join this competition? I don't understand your question. Lim Yi, Miss Lim Yi, what is your question? May I ask, is that an institution can only send a team? No. Oh, you mean, no. One institution can send as many teams as they want. They can send, like, for example, UTM want to send 10 teams. All can submit. Last year, of course, from Utah, we have, I think, 8 or 9 teams. From UM also, we have 6 submission. Then from USIM submitted so many entries last year. So we welcome you to send as many teams as you want. Okay, so one university can send as many teams as they want. Okay, I think that will be end of this session. Again, we can communicate. We have the Facebook, the official Facebook page where you can post your questions and also look at past year's winner that I share via my own Facebook. Then you can like that page to get updates about this competition. And before I end this session, I would like to wish you all the best. And as I mentioned just now, hopefully this year we will be able to win the international level competition. Thank you very much for everyone who spared their precious Hari Raya Sunday afternoon to come and attend this session. And tomorrow is a public holiday, so I wish everyone who's celebrating Wesak, happy Wesak Day. And with that, thank you everyone, and have a pleasant weekend ahead. Bye.